Once upon a time, on the edge of a great whispering forest, lived a poor woodcutter with his 2 children, Hansel and Gretel. Their stepmother was a cold and selfish woman, and though the woodcutter loved his children dearly, he was often too afraid to speak against her. One harsh winter, there was not enough food for the family. One evening, Hansel and Gretel overheard their stepmother whispering to their father, "We must take the children into the forest and leave them. We cannot all survive with what little we have." The woodcutter protested, but the stepmother insisted. Hansel, who was clever and brave, had a plan. That night, while the others slept, he snuck outside and filled his pockets with small white pebbles that sparkled in the moonlight. The next morning, their stepmother led them deep into the forest. As they walked, Hansel quietly dropped the pebbles one by one, leaving a shining trail behind them. When the sun set and the adults left them alone, Hansel said, "Don't worry, Gretel, I've left a trail." And sure enough, under the silver light of the moon, the pebbles guided them safely home. Their stepmother was furious when she saw them again. A few days later, she tried once more to abandon them, this time deeper into the woods, and locked the door the night before, so Hansel couldn't collect pebbles. Thinking quickly, Hansel used crumbs from the last piece of bread he was given to mark the path. But when they tried to follow the crumbs home, the birds of the forest had eaten every last piece. Hansel and Gretel were truly lost. They wandered for hours, and just as hope began to fade, they stumbled upon something amazing. A house made entirely of gingerbread, candy, and sugar windows. Hungry and tired, they began to nibble on the house. Suddenly, the door creaked open. An old woman stepped out. "My dear children," she said sweetly, "come inside. You look so thin and cold. You must be starving." But the woman was a wicked witch who lured children to her candy house to eat them. She locked Hansel in a cage and made Gretel work like a servant, planning to fatten Hansel up for her meal. Each day, the witch checked Hansel's finger to see if he was getting plumper, but Hansel was clever. He held out a chicken bone instead. The witch, with her poor eyesight, was fooled again and again. After many days, the witch grew impatient. "I don't care how skinny he is," she screamed. "I'm cooking him tomorrow." That night, the witch ordered Gretel to heat the oven. "Check if it's hot enough," the witch said, leaning toward the fire. Gretel, trembling, replied, "I don't know how. Could you show me?" The witch leaned closer and with all her strength, Gretel pushed her into the oven and slammed the door shut. She freed him, and together they discovered the witch's treasure hidden in the house. They filled their pockets with gold and jewels, and with the help of a swan who carried them across a wide river, they finally found their way home. Their father was overjoyed to see them, and when they told him what had happened, he wept with happiness. The wicked stepmother had vanished from their lives, and with the treasure, they never went hungry again. From that day on, Hansel and Gretel lived happily ever after, safe, loved, and never afraid again. The end.